Alright, I said I'd do it. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna try to play 7th edition. I know that's a 6th edition codex. Hear me out. Some of the rules from 6th edition occur in 7th. And we're using Wikipedia just to make sure I don't fuck things up, but I will. But yes, we will be playing my Tyranids versus Space Marines. Typically Blood Angels with some Death Company in it, so let's crack on. Starting with my Tyranids, we're going to start with my Tyranid Prime. He's going to be 125 points. He is our HQ choice and just the psyker I need. Because I didn't want to bring a big old monstrous creature. Next to him is a 3-man squad of the Warrior Brood. What you see was what you get. Nothing's WYSIWYG'd for most of the part. So, 3 Warriors, 11 Gene Stealers. Yeah. 2 Venomthropes, a Zoanthrope, and 10 Tyranids because I needed almost 550 points. This is 549. Close enough. What is 550 points are my Blood Angels. We are having them being led by a chaplain, who is technically leading the Death Company and their dread. A librarian for some psychic menagerie because we have 2 psychic bastards over here. And then some tacticals. 550 points. Warhammer 40k 7th edition. Emperor, breathe with me. Because I have to remember that all these special rules exist in 7th. And I'm going to forget them at least twice. Probably more. Alright. Alright, let's first figure out who goes first. Black is for the Death Company, red is for Tyranids. Tyranids go first. Lovely. As for any game of 7th edition, it starts with the most simplest. Movement phase. Thus, the Tyranid army is now going to shuffle forward. Alright, so the warriors moved over here so they can get line of sight with the Marines. The Termagants moved up. The 2 Venomthropes have been put into position. Gene Stealers are going to be running up this way, followed by the Prime, and then the Fathead is just going to be able to see over the building to the Dreadnought to see if he can do any damage to it. Alright, after movement phase in 7th, it's Psychic. Now, excuse me as I reread the Psychic phase rules for like a minute. First things first, we need to manifest a warp charge pool, which is basically how we do it in fantasy battles, where we... Was that my fucking ankle? In any case, we need to roll one of these to find out how much charges we have. 4. Plus his mastery of 1, since he's in the Brotherhood of Psychers, that is a charge of 5. We then need to add up all of the points. So, at the beginning of the psychic phase, the player whose turn it is rolls a d6, and then that player takes a number of dice equal to the result. So, we got 4, so we add 4 dice. Those dice are their warp charge pool. Each player then adds up the mastery levels of all the psychers Psyker units currently have on the table and add as many dice to the warp charge pool. Okay, so we have 3 psychers on the field. The Zoanthrope, the Warrior, and the Librarian. And they're all mastery level 1. So that's 3 more dice to add to the pool. It's weird. Me reading that takes like 15 minutes for you guys, like instantaneously. So once we have our warp charge pool, then we need to use them. So I want to cast a Witchfire, which is the Warp Lance, into the big guy. So I'm going to use 4 of my dice, and if I can get 2 of these over 4, it goes off. 2 of them over 4, and only 1 6. If I got double 6s, I think it's perils, so that's good. But can his Librarian deny the Witch? He's going to attempt it. He needs 4 up on 2 dice. And no, he does not deny the Witch. Shame. Which means my Strength 10 AP2 Lance hits his Dreadnought. Luckily, just like in 3rd edition, thanks it, I just need to roll, I just need to add a d6 die to my Strength 10 attack and try to penetrate the armor. 16. Yeah. Okay, so it loses a whole point, which are by like structure points from 3rd edition. It loses like 1 of them. And now I have to figure out the kind of damage it's going to receive next. So 6. It is immobilized. It's not moving anywhere. Hold on, I read a little further. If it's an AP2 weapon and it's penetrating, add 1 to the thing. Which means it explodes. The vehicle is ripped apart in a spectacular explosion as fuel and ammo detonates. The vehicle is destroyed. The vehicle... No, it's not flaming. Whatever. Otherwise, units suffer D4 AP null hit for each model within D3. Oh, God. So the Dreadnought is just destroyed. This unit takes strength 4 hits. He takes a straight 4 hit. He and that. Well, only one of them, but... Yeah. Alright, strength 4 attacks against the... Death Company. Wounding on force. 3 wounds. 3 up saves. Okay. So 2 Marines just go splat. Hold on. They feel no pain. Nope, they're dead. The strength 4 attack on the Chaplain. On force. It hits him. On the Librarian. It hits him. And on the last Marine. It also hits him. Dear gods. The Chaplain gets his 3 up save. He's fine. The Librarian gets a 2 up save. He's also fine. And the Marine gets a 3 up. He's good. Alright, we're going to move on from our psychic phase, which was devastating. And we're going to move on to shooting phase. Mainly this half of the thing that can actually shoot. The Termagants are going to fire their flesh borers into the Marines, hitting on force. Just like 3rd edition, the chart is still the same. So winning on force. 1. 3 up save. And the Marine lives. The Death Spitters and the Warrior Brood are going to fire into that same unit, hitting on force. Strength 5 against toughness 4, so 3 is to wound. 3 wound. And 3 up saves. Alright, 1 dies. The one with the Barb Stringer is going to fire a template weapon onto that unit, getting a bunch of them. As it is a blast weapon, we have to use a template. Actually it's only 1d6. What am I doing? Let's try that again. Alright, it hits no matter what. 8 of them are underneath that circle. So it's 8, 4. Alright, 3 up save. And all but 1, nope, 1 dies. These lads will have to take a ping test, because 7th edition we had that, on their 8 leadership. That's a 7. They're good. And that does it for our shooting phase. Now we move on to the assault phase, I believe. Alright, now we can do the assault phase. And the assault phase has 2 phases. The charge phase, the charge sub-phase, and the fight sub-phase. Which is just how usually things are. But you have to roll to see if you can actually get into charge combat. So let's take the Gene Stealers into this unit of Death Company. I have to roll to see how far they go. So I need 3 inches. And that's more than enough. Lovely. As for my Gene Stealers, that was 8, so I gotta remember that. As for my Gene Stealers, my Termagants need much more than that. So let's see what they get. No, I don't think 6 is gonna get them in there. Any of that happens, there's something called Overwatch, which is something I dearly miss. Which is, before they even get the charge, they get to snap fire their bolters on 6s that hit. 1-6. Nothing. And then the mob swarms. Painfully. Right back into it, and the sun is doing a thing where it's beautifully shining through the windows of the destroyed world. Yet Cadia did fall, so will this world. To the Tyranids. Anyway, 16 Overwatch shots from the Space Marines into the bugs. 6s to hit. Strength 4 against toughness 3, so 3's to wound. 6 up save. Ah, no. That's not saving anything. Even if I was able to get the shroud off with the Vamthrope, 1s don't save anything. In any case, we're going to move on to this combat. Sadly. Sadly for the boys in black, the Gene Stealers have initiative 6 against their 4. So, this is going to hurt. Alright, so there are 10 Gene Stealers that are in combat, that can actually do combat. They have 2 attacks each, plus 1 for the charge. So it's 30 attacks. Yeah. I will tell you what it hits on when I figure out the number. Alright, 3s to hit. So it's strength 4 against toughness 4, but it's running on 6s. We'll talk about rend in a second. So 4s and 6s. Oh yeah, this is gonna hurt. Alright, if a model has a rending special rule and the attack is a melee weapon, then it has a rending special rule. Yeah, no shit. There is a chance of a close combat to a critical blow. For each roll of a 6, the target automatically suffers a wound regardless of toughness. These wounds are resolved at AP2. They're dead. Each tiers will consolidate 6 inches in any direction. Oh god. They can smell the librarian in the Terminator armor. And that will be the end of Tyranids turn 1. Yikes. Oh, that wiped out half of their army. Damn. Alright. Space Marines turn 1. At the beginning of turn 1, they're just gonna move. That's all they really can do. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can at least take out this side. That parade of claws and fangs ain't gonna do us any good. Plus, I really want to get out of line of sight of the fathead, which can probably just also one-hit anyone. Alright, at the beginning of the psychic phase, the librarian is going to channel psychic powers. So it's 2 plus 3. The librarian's actually going to use a sanguinary... What's it called? It's a Blood Angel's psychic move. The Blood Lance. Warp Charge 2. And he's going to fire into the Zoanthrope. And we are going to try to get it on 4 up. It does not go off. I needed at least 2. I only got... Okay. Why you like this? 9 shots from the Space Marines into the Termagants, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. 6 up save. Nothing. And then shrouded from the Venom Thrope. 4 up. Okay, 1 dice. The first Tyranid fatality. This is terrifying. Librarian will fire his Storm Bolter into them. 3s to hit. 3s to wound. 4 save. Okay. The Chaplain will fire his Bolt Pistol. 3. Save. He's fine. The Space Marines are going to charge into the bugs. At least they're going to try to. Alright, 6s to hit, Overwatch. 1 hit. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. 3 save. Fine. You get to live. The unit will charge in. On, They're in. Alright, so they're both going at the same time. And, the Termagants need 5s, and the Marines need 3s. Now I gotta figure out which is which. And then it's gonna go the exact same way. 3s and 5s. Yep. And then 3 up and 4 up. Okay. It's 4 dead Gaunts. Damn. Now, the Marines clearly won that assault, but they can't actually make the bugs rout because they're bugs. Yeah. I'm starting to remember why 7th edition was considered broken. Time for Tyranids turn 2, and probably the last turn of the game. Starting with movement, we're just going to move the Gene Stealers closer, them up closer. Everything's just going to get closer. We got to kill things. Alright, so I moved the Gene Stealers right there because I want to see if we can pop the... Well, we'll see. We will see, but if the Venom Thrope... If the Zoanthrope can't pop the Terminator, then we'll use the Gene Stealers to do that. In which case, if it does, I'll just use it to destroy their Warlord and or bombard them from this side. But you'll see. But first things first, how many charges do I get? 6 plus 3. 9. Alright, so I'm going to use Warp Lance on the Terminator, and I'm going to use 6 dice to do it. Please, no double sixes. And it... yep, that's perils. Alright. 3. What does 3 do? Power drain. Psychic suffers 1 wound with no save of any allowed. In addition, if it is currently psychic phase, roll a d3. Both players lose a number of warp charges equal to the result. Damn. Oh, it's only... That's fine. That's fine. It's only 2 warp charges. Alright, with my 1 remaining thing, my 1 remaining charge, I'm going to have him cast Paroxysm on the Chaplain. And it goes off. 1 enemy unit within 24 inches has minus D3 weapon skill and bullet skill. Oh god. Alright, minus D3. So it's minus... Okay, so it's... Okay. Sorry, bub. So he went down from 5 and 4 to 2 and 1. He's screwed. The Death Spitters from this unit is going to fire into the Chaplain, hitting on... God, what was it? 4s. Nice. Strength 5 against Standard Force. 3s to wound. 2 wound. 3 up save. He's successful. And because I'm a Gulliver Punishment, I'm actually going to fire the Barb Strangler on top of them. It'll get both of them. God willing. Nope, it goes up 2 inches. Oh, God. So 2 inches does hit both of them, but it also hits a Gene Stealer. So it's going to be wounding the 2 of them on 4s. And it wounds 1. I guess I'm going to take that onto the Librarian. 2 up save. He's fine. And the 1 on the Gene Stealer. He's fine. Alright, I'm going to have the Gene Stealers charge into the Librarian, and the Venomthrope and the Warrior charge into the Prime charge into the Chaplain. Overwatch from the Stormbolter into the Gene Stealers, hitting on 6s, nothing. Overwatch from the Chaplain into the Venomthrope, nothing. Gene Stealers charging in. They're in. The Venomthrope, he's in. And the Warrior and the Prime, he's... Ooh, that's 7 inches. That barely got him in. And now we may begin the assault phase. Yeah. Right, let's do this cluster of a mess of a fight. The Tyranid Prime actually gets to go first. He has the highest initiative of 6. Why are you blurry? Thank you. So let's throw them dice. So we reduced its weapon skill earlier, so it's weapon skill 6 against 2. So it's 3s to hit. Oh lord. Strength 5 against toughness 4, so 3s to wound. Luckily it doesn't have rent. That's a lot of failure. What is that? 3 up save. And he's good. He tanked that all with his lower... God. His weapon skill might have been reduced to 2. But he will hit hard. 5s to hit. 1 hit. And his Crozius does 2 times his normal damage of 4. Or strength of 4. So strength 8 against toughness. Strength 8 against toughness 5. So it's not instant death, which would be cool as hell. But still, that's wounding on 2s. It wounds. Here goes down to 2 wounds and is now concussed as he got hit in the head with a metal rod. It is now time for the Venomthropes. He is hitting on 3s. Okay, and he's wounding on 2s because of poison. 1 wound, that's disappointing. 3 up save for our magical man. And he's good. 10 of those Gene Stealers are actually within base-to-base contact with it, so 30 attacks. So, Gene Stealers have the higher initiative, so they will be going first. 30 attacks, hitting on 3s. Now it's wounding on 4s, auto-wounding on 6s. Oh yeah, he's dead. Yeah, the Librarian only had like 2 wounds, he's gone. Yeah, I'm sorry. The bugs consolidate. 6 inches again. I know some armies have rules where if they're able to get into combat again, they can charge into another combat. I forget what rule it is, but I think it'd be great right now. But we're going to move on to this mess. We're going to move on to this disaster. 3s and 5s to hit. And then 3s and 5s to wound. And then 4 up save for the bugs. Alright, 5 die. And that's how many is actually left in that unit. Okay. Blood Angels are going to consolidate 4 inches. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the Tyranids were completely gonna wipe out everything there. But yeah, no, that's not what happened. We're gonna move on to Space Marines turn 2? Yeah, turn 2. The Marines know for a fact that they need to kill the big brain bug to get all the other bugs to go away, so they're gonna start shooting into him. He does have a warp field, but we're desperate. Here you go, 3s. 4s to wound. 5 up save. Alright. 3 up invulnerable. Oh, he takes another wound. He's dead. We're going to move on back to this combat. The Tyranid Prime versus the Chaplain. Hopefully he doesn't get concussed too hard. Hitting on... he still goes first. Hitting on 4s now. Wounding on 3s. Alright. 3 up spite save. He's fine. The Chaplain's gonna swing his Crozius at the head of the Tyranid, hitting on 4s. And then wounding on 4s. Nah, that's a shame. The Venom Threat will try to attack next. 5s to hit. 1 hit. Wounding on 2s. It wounds. 3 up save. He's fine. God damn, the Chaplain's a baller. He will take anything. Sadly, that is the end of Space Marines turn 2, and it's not time for Tyranids turn 3, their last turn, and this ain't gonna be pretty. Okay, so on the final turn, Tyranids have moved up into the corner, start shooting into the Marines. The Gene Stealer is gonna probably pop in and, you know, give them terrible battle shots. The Venom Threat is actually moving up so he can join his brother during the combat, and we're gonna see if we can just destroy the remaining Marines, because I'm surprised it lasted this long. So, we've already done movement. I don't know if I can justify using the Psychic phase, because my Psychic is in combat. Can you use the Psychic phase if a model is in combat who has the Psychic rule? Please tell me down below. 7th edition. Rules. Yeah. In which case, we're going to start firing everything from that unit into that unit. Alright, the Death Spitters into that unit, hitting on 5. Actually, is it 5s? Yeah, it's... wait. It's 4s. Ignore my stupidity. Strength 5 against toughness 4, so 3 to wound. 3 up save. They're all good. The one with the barbed strength is going to fire the blast, hoping not to blow everything up. We do not blow anything up. Except for the Marines, who we want to blow up. Putting on 4s. Nice. And 3 up saves. Only 1 dies. Dang. Alright, time for the assault phase. Warriors into the Marines. Let's see, that's 7. Venom Threat into the Chaplain. He's in. And Gene Stealer's into the Marines. Yeah. Yeah. Admittedly, this is what we call a flush to cluck. And they call this, Rule 34. The Gene Stealer's going first. Weapon skill 6 against 4. 3s to hit. 4s to wound. Auto wounding on 6. Alright. So 2 automatically dead and then 5 saves. So 3 up. 5 live, but 2 are dead. The Tyranid Warriors are going to go next. They need to get 3s, and the Marines need to get 4s. Both parties need 4s to wound. 3 up save. 1 Marine dies. They will need to take a leadership checks at -4 because they're surrounded and outnumbered. -3. They're not outnumbered by that much. So 5s or lower. Nope, they're running. And do we catch them? Yeah, they're dead. Back into this max, the Hive Prime, the Tyranid Prime needs 3s to hit. And he hits. 3s to wound. 3 up save. Oh, he finally takes a wound. The Chaplain will fight back, hitting on 4s. Oh, nothing. The Venom Threats will then attack, hitting on 5. Wounding on 2s. The Reap save! And he fails. And the chaplain finally falls. Consumed by the hive mind and his tentacled friends. This took forever to film. I started at 3:30. It's 5 o'clock. 7th edition, I forget how long it takes. I don't know all the rules, so I found myself just having to read through everything again, so I hope you appreciate it. I hope you're happy. But yeah, this is an overwhelming Tyranid victory. I don't know what to tell you. Overwhelming. Now, if you excuse me, I have a video to go upload. Have a good one. Bye. This unit took too long to kill. Fear the warp lance. Yeah, I'm tired.